Welcome back to The Potentialist with yours truly, Bert Oliva. Remember, it's now or never. And with my co-host,
Mike Owen from Alpha Connect.
So tell us, Mike, who do we have here today?
Well, we've got some new friends, and I think it's going to be long-term partnerships. Met with Gonzalo and Vanessa. They're experts in the yachting industry. I'm not going to steal their thunder. Brother, it's been a pleasure getting to know you over the last couple of weeks. And your beautiful partner, who actually is not just beauty, but also brains. And just excited to be here with you guys.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for the invitation. We're so happy to be here.
I just met you, and I love your story, and I love your story. And one of the things about The Potentialist is that we always want to find out, how do you tap into your potential? What did you do to get you to where you're at? You guys right now are working with some of the most wealthiest people in our planet. You guys have an amazing database of clients, and a lot of people may consider you guys brokers, but you guys are much more than that. But before we get into the company, tell me about your past.
My name is Gonzalo Garcia. I'm studying as a chef. I'm 27 years graduate as a professional chef, and I started this as a passion. I really love my passion as a cook. I cook in 5 countries around the world. Wow. I started my career in Paris. I graduated as the first in my class in Cordon Bleu in Paris. And after that, turning around the world and studying the yachts. That's the industry that I become passionate.
You were a chef for the yacht industry?
No, I cook in hotels and restaurants. I was the private chef of the ambassador of France in Venezuela. I opened the JW Marriott Caracas, Venezuela. I work in Madrid. I work in France. I do my stage in La Tour d'Argent in Paris. I work for so many people around. That's when I focus my career, and I discovered this niche. My last, let's say, hotel that I worked was the Raleigh Hotel in Miami Beach. I was the executive sous chef on there. And that was my first client. They called me. I become the private chef of the Fanholes, the owners of Florida Crystal and Domino Sugar. I worked for that family for 4 years. It was an amazing job, and I discovered this niche. When I changed my career as a management of boats, because everybody can be a broker, but we more management our clients' boats.
They're managing the largest vessels in the world. They have direct contact with the owners, and at the end of the day, brokers, for the most part, actually work with them. Correct me if I'm right. Right.
Correct.
So I just wanted to let them know exactly what you meant, because he's like, oh, it's just management.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a simple management.
You get to know
right,
Gonzalo.
you're
He plays it down.
I tried to be simple, but it's not. Yes, I was I was in Bahamas, in Turks and Caicos, and on the dock, and it was a couple approached to the boat, and they just, appreciating the amazing boat that I wasn't outside, and they approached and called to me and said, like, hey, this boat, who's the owner? You can't tell anybody. No, I'm sorry, but how we can do to be in a boat like that? Honey, I wanna be in a boat like that. You guys wanna be? I can help you. Really? Yes. That was the first boat that I rent. I do the whole deal for these people. It was an amazing experience. And after that,
he looks at the money he made compared to the money he was making. He goes, I'm in the wrong business. And that's when you
exactly. I want to be.
You can't save the good stuff.
Exactly. I want to be on the other side. Yeah. So it's especially that I have a family. Yeah. And for me, it's very important to dedicate my time to my kids.
And being a chef, traveling the world was taking away time.
Sometimes I spend 6 months when I travel into the Mediterranean.
Wow.
And my wife and kids, when I back, is oh, this is daddy? Yes, it's me. Welcome back. Wow. So it's not easy, especially when I lose my kids.
Because they're young and they're growing up. So yeah,
that time, is so quick in life. You can see it's a little time in life when you have your babies.
Yeah. And that's the thing I was talking to him about. Success has a price, right? So are you willing to pay that price? For me, and I can relate, for me, family comes first. So you choose, I want to be extremely wealthy and I'll deal with my children later on. But that moment in time, you're going to miss out on them. So he chose family. However, he found a lucrative way to still have family and create wealth.
Continue with my passion because all my life, my dad used to have boats in Venezuela. I'm from Caracas, Venezuela. So we have a boat. We enjoy a lot. We have a house at the beach. So with the boat in the back. So me always traveling around in boats, involved with the marine life. I'm a scuba diver. I'm a dive master. So it's part of me. I'm a surfer too. So I like it.
This guy does it all. The most interesting man.
Everything in the water. I'm not the kind of guy. I don't follow sports. I'm doing my own sport, which is concentrate.
Now I know why you like my zone. Coming here and seeing the view of the ocean.
It's amazing. Let me tell you, this place for me is one of the best. I love it. The view is incredible. But yes, this is what happened in my life. I discovered. And by the time I met Vanessa, she was my roommate for 3 years. We lived together for 3 years, and we create an amazing relation as a friends.
He clarified that.
Yes.
As friends.
Yes.
Because they walk in and you look at them, you're like, oh, they're the perfect
Many people
couple.
think we're married. No, we're not married. She's my friend. She's my best friend. She's a nice friend of my wife, too. She knows my kids. Actually, we think to put Vanessa as a godmother of one of my kids, but she's never there. She's always traveling and working a lot. I think she's a workaholic.
That's good to have in a partner.
Yes, she's a workaholic, and she's very, very. As a man, I can tell you, this is the woman that you see. This is a very strong woman and very potential in business. I invite Vanessa to come to the first yacht. I say, Vanessa, I have a meeting with my captains. There's a couple captains that I want you to meet. Come with me to the marina.
That was her first time getting on a yacht.
My first time.
What happened?
Incredible.
Then I went to the marina. I met the crew, and one of them, they told me, like, so what do you do? I have the owner coming in 5 days, and we are planning to go to Bahamas for 1 month. About 4 weeks or 5 weeks. And I said, like, okay. And he said, like, do you have a passport? And like, yeah, of course. I'm American. I have my American passport. And he said, like, okay, that's all that you actually need to come with us. Do you want to come? And I was like, sure, why not?
I tell him, go.
Like, why not? You know, like, of course, I have the fear because I have no idea what I was going to do, but I knew that I'm a very hard worker, and it's nothing impossible to learn. I have good attitude. I'm like, okay, I can do it.
But remember, she thought it was just for a month. So what happened?
It's a long month.
A long. But
I remember she called me crying.
That's how it started. I started traveling. I went to Bahamas, to every single island like that. How big was that boat? I think it was like a 140 or 150.
Yeah.
Besides the Bahamas, because you're just talking about the Bahamas, where else did you go?
Oh no, that was the first boat in my life. But after that, France, Italy, Monaco, St. Bart's. I don't know, I have been so many, like anywhere in the world that is beautiful water, I have been there.
That's amazing.
Because I started working as a crew member. So it was not only one boat. I worked on many, many different yachts.
Which is also something different than most brokers.
Yeah.
They know the vessels from the inside out. They both know what type of vessel you're looking for, what type of experience.
Do you feel that because you guys worked your way up, there's a different appreciation when you bring in clients?
Absolutely, yes.
It's a
At
feeling.
the same time, you saw?
It is a feeling, 100%. When I see a boat, I feel like, I don't know, like love, passion. It's not only about like finance, the money. It's about the experience. I appreciate everything because I have been living on boats for many years. So they are my second home.
Brokers come to you as a client and they show you the boat, and it's just about deal and money. I think for us, personally, different because it's a life, it's connection. Being a boat, for me, for example, is traveling around our 11 years in boats. And it's being involved with the crew, involved with the clients.
The crew.
The experience, what they need is create moments. When you're in a boat, you have to create memories for your people, for your guests. So as as the other side, be on the other side is totally different because you know what they're looking for. You have in your mind where they're gonna be. So it's a special feeling.
One thing I wanted to also mention is how you never know what's going to happen in the future, right? From a relationship. Like, for example, for us, 20 some odd years later, we're partnering up because we've seen that we've both been successful in whatever it is we're doing and we can benefit working with each other. So he was running his business deal to deal. She went to school for marketing and everything, so she knows how to structure the business. And that's how they build their company together.
I give her a little push.
And she
You
flies.
fly alone. And
do
he was
this,
like, I never
Vanessa.
gonna forget that. Like, he told
And
me
she
that
never
like, you
stopped. Yeah, because
working
Vanessa
like
one day
crazy.
was in her little apartment in Miami Beach, and when she come back and I turn my face, couple years no talk, not see each other, but having a communication, and when just turn my face and see Vanessa, she was in a penthouse apartment in downtown Miami, luxury life, and they're like,
That's the way it's
that's
supposed
my
to
girl.
be.
You see, and that I appreciate that. A lot of people, what happens is that I taught you everything, and then you go out and do it, and you surpass me, and you're upset. No, be happy.
100%.
Be happy that, you know what, I am proud of what they have accomplished. And then that's how you ended up working again together. But at the end of the day, if you taught someone and you really want to help people, don't think that they're not going to outdo you. Part of the game is for them to outdo you. You know, you want them to be bigger than you. I
this
want
is
my
one of
children
the
to be
things that
better.
I have and Vanessa have too, is because we love to help people.
I also will say you have a greater appreciation for the person years later. Bert probably doesn't get credit for this, but some of the stuff you see, I saw 10 years ago with him, 20 years ago. He was already doing the podcast stuff, the digital marketing. We just didn't understand it.
No, the
20
market
years,
wasn't ready for it.
he was doing stuff way. So years later, when you go into a meeting, you have a deeper appreciation because the history, you know that person is like legit. I think it's the same thing when I see you guys. The genius in her was already there.
Yeah.
You just exposed it. You just helped push her.
The same I feel about him. He have already done. I just give him some time like, hey, don't forget.
You know, one of the things that I noticed with you, Gonzalo, like we greet each other with hugs. Same here. There's an energy when you see someone is genuinely about other people. I notice they're huggers.
I'm gonna say
yeah.
exactly the same. This is something that happens to me when it was like in a room with around 25 people, but he was the only one really catch my attention. It was in a networking place, so I can be with anybody. I just concentrate, and it was an amazing and beautiful conversation that he catch me out, and I feel the energy. This is something that I working on it all the time in my life. When you see somebody, for example, Mike, he's not a person now for me. He's my friend. I consider he's my brother now. Same with you.
Yeah.
When I came here, I tell my wife, wow, I feel in there like it's something that I feel it inside of me. So this is what I'm looking for when I met people.
I appreciate that. And I feel the same way. Even when I met Vanessa today, there's a connection. You don't ever second guess that intuition that you have. You know, if you haven't read the books and you don't know about body language, that's fine. But we all have that sixth sense. We have that intuition. She's down to earth. You know, she's a businesswoman, but she's very upfront, and I love that. And that's how you grow. Like-minded individuals, right? We grow together because we're vibing at the same energy.
Even for business, I'm very easygoing, very flexible. I like to share. I'm not going to be that person who other broker are going to call me and say, I need the ball. I'm going to have my ego. Like, oh, no, this ball is only for... I try to help other people, even if I have to share. I mean, why not? I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy with what I have. I'm happy to share too. When I work with other brokers, they like working with me too because I'm super easygoing, flexible. Because sometimes it's not that easy industry because it's a lot of money, a lot of ego too.
Yeah.
So it's not easy to handle it all the time. That's why I try to be positive all the time, to make it simple for everybody. I like when everybody's happy. The client, the owner, the crew, everybody, because it's the energy. I don't like complaints because I like to be happy and positive, and I try to do that in business too. because that's almost 100% of my time, my business, and that's my life.
I have a question, and this is for the audience members out there. I want you to hear how you deal with people with wealth. So I think sometimes the misconception is they're stuck up, they don't want to be around people. Can you guys illuminate a little bit of your life around some of the wealth that you've been in the business and what those people are like in general?
I mean, it depends. It depends. Of course, there are so many people that have the ego in the sky, and it's more difficult to deal. But I don't know. I think it's about energy as well. The people that we
change
have
a lot.
it's usually very nice families, very nice people. Even if they are the most wealthy people, they are so nice, and they are like, "Can you help me with this? Can you do that?" Like, I want this. I want the chef. I want the plane. I want this. I want that. But everything is so natural. It's not like so. It's actually not difficult.
Remember,
Not
in
difficult.
boats, people, that is something that I want to note. People, when they're in the boat, it's an experience that is unique experience, because as soon as you're in the boat, you have a full crew attending all your needs. So you're basically concentrate. I think it's the only place that you really concentrate in your family. When you're in a boat, you have the opportunity to be 100% connection with your parents, with your family, with your siblings, with your family. Because everything you need, you turn your face and it's ready there. People are there to create memories for you. They offer to you everything you need. So people is looking for boats experience to have, especially
privacy.
this privacy, because they put your own family in a safe bubble, traveling around amazing places in the
Destinations,
world.
yeah.
And just to
Depends.
remember, the audience is only 13 guests on board.
Per day.
Can be a 300-foot boat,
Why is that?
because it's not, they have to change as a commercial license, which is a headache and nobody want to deal with.
Coast Guard rules 13
Yes.
people per.
It's 13 people on board.
You mean if it's a 500-foot,
Doesn't matter.
and
Also, it depends how many staterooms you have on board. So, for example, in Miami, the biggest yachts are usually 5 staterooms. So you can have 10 guests sleeping, 10 guests max sleeping on board. So it's not
but you could still have 13 people on board.
only for days, for the day cruise.
For
So,
day
for example,
cruise.
if you have more guests sleeping, sometimes we do the pickup in the marina, but the extra guests, we have to back to the marina and do the drop off.
That's
Because
different if
we
the
have
owner.
to only keep the limit. We're
That's
not able
crazy.
to.
Yes.
Now, we've talked about you guys, and clearly you're
Professionals.
amazing
Yeah.
human being and professionals. What makes SeaWise different? Why SeaWise for you guys?
Well, I think, and I'm pretty sure, what is making a difference is the people behind the company, which is Vanessa and myself. We don't treat people as a normal business. We always try to have a special connection with the people. Try to show them they're going to have this experience because we know the business from the inside, because we have the experience for so many years. How is a boat? How is yachting? So this is especially, but how you can explain something is you don't have the experience from the inside. For example, an emergency, you as a crew, you always have your drills, so you can tell the guests how the safety is going to be.
Well, one thing you guys said in the beginning was the money's great. Not in these words. These are my words. The money's great, but we don't do it for the money. We do it for the experience and the
It's passion. It's passion.
It's passion.
That you happen to benefit, that's great.
Exactly.
But that's the same way we do business. That's why we're working together. You know, we're in a position in our lives that, you know, we're really comfortable. So if we can help someone get to their dream, then we've done our job. I need an event and I need to have these contacts. That's what Mike is here for. You know, so it's just that's and going back to your question, dealing with the wealthy people, we have a perceived value because we've seen it in movies, but they're humans just like us.
Yeah, it's
So
the same.
a lot of times, you'd be surprised. You just gotta be normal with them. But if you approach them in a certain way, they're gonna react a certain way. You get what I'm saying? But at the end, I mean, I have friends that are wealthier than I am, and they're normal people.
Well,
Bert had a client in here, luxury client in here yesterday, and he was like a little boy in the end. I wasn't here. He was telling me this morning. He left all excited, just the opportunity to be able to showcase himself on screen. So we just assume that these guys have been through the drill 1,000 times. No, being on camera is a whole different experience. So it's for them, how can I make the experience make me feel better, feel good? And yachting, I've met, I have a friend of mine that gets me in all the yacht, every time it's Miami, Palm Beach, or Fort Lauderdale. And I don't like most of the people. They're pompous. You guys are one of the few people I've met that we don't even discuss money or yachting. It's people.
that's true.
All we talk about is people. And I found that so odd. And I knew Bert was gonna connect with you guys. Why do you think that approach works for you? Or is it that you just don't think of approaching people in another way?
Okay, I think it's the way we approach to our clients is exactly how Mike say. We more focus and create that relation, because I think most of the people, of course, it's people that are acting like us too or working like us, but we receive our clients with a warm connection. It's not like calling, hello, I need a boat. Okay, the boat is ready. Okay, bye, boom, transaction done, clink, next. That's that experience when you're renting a boat in Miami. We receive our guests. We give a nice, warm welcome. Receive the guests when they come back from the trip. Express themselves. How was it? Any complaints? So we note everything and try to be better and better for
Every time.
all the time. Take a note what happened in this time. Timing is very important. What they need. We planning now to have a gift for our guests, so they feel like, wow, the new is the
They're welcome.
new cap for everybody. Gonna have their SeaWise cap, which is very important. They spread the word like, wow, SeaWise is a real experience, because we try to sell experience, not charter. Experience
100%.
in Miami.
Also, when I meet people, I just don't like to say like, hey, like give the normal sell speech.
Right.
Because even to me, if I go out and I have someone trying to sell me something in that way, I'm gonna be like, my brain's gonna be
Shut down.
Immediately.
Exactly.
looking around like, I don't know what this person is talking about.
Yeah.
So, and that's our normal human behavior. We don't like that. Anybody likes somebody trying to like
Pushing.
Like I'm gonna be like, like you don't pay attention. But when you meet the people in another way, you listen. You actually listen, and then you connect.
Bert, I think we're going back to where studies show that 80% of what we do is emotionally driven. I am finding myself going back to people, not the product. I don't think we even talked about yachts. Like, we spent 15 minutes talking about.
That's true.
Yeah, and Vanessa was on a plane the other day, and she put something together. Like, we spent the time getting to know each other. As a woman in the industry, how have you found the experience being around in the luxury market for you in terms of selling and presenting yourself to clients? Is it different from your male counterparts? Have you had to behave differently, or you just be yourself?
Now I can be myself 100% because I'm in the point that I have everything that I need. But when I start, Oscar, it was not that easy because they only look at me like the beautiful girl, and Colombian too. So they always think that I was looking for something.
Prejudge.
Let me
And
point
they
something.
judge me a few times. Like,
something.
I'm not here to get something from you. I'm here to help. I'm here to do something. I can do something. I'm not here to.
How long did it take to get over that to where the acceptance was there for you?
Maybe a couple years to open and for people understand that I was not the beautiful girl on boats trying to get something different. I was actually going to work And at the end, they all understand because, of course, I have to put the limits and the wall. Like, hey, I'm a woman, but I'm not here to do anything else. I'm here for business. And I have to put the wall many times.
And you still do.
Yeah.
But Gonzalo, you were going to say something.
No, it's very important that a point that I want to put in here, because I remember when Vanessa tried to jump in the business, and it's important to learn because people can be very, very mad. I remember how the people trade Vanessa, and this is something that we don't supposed to do as a human beings. People try to reject her like, you the stewardess now try to become
now you were crew and now you're trying to sell a boat.
Boat?
God
Love
luck.
it.
and
Love
they
it.
God
lock.
luck. And it was
They
like,
lock.
I still remember
her.
the name, but God bless them.
They lock.
Now
her.
they look at me like they come to me and say hi like,
This is very important
I
because we
remember
see
you.
many people that happen in that time looking her like, you? Yeah, continue cleaning toilets. Now it's like, hello, Vanessa, I want to work with you. And I'm like, yes. And we don't lock the door. We open and we do business with them. And she know
A few.
exactly the people who they are. And they become part of our team too sometimes.
Right.
This is very important point that
this is
I
not a
don't
small
think people-
industry, so it's
people
very
have to
important
be
the relationship you
open
have.
It is
connection.
a small industry or it's not?
No, it is. It is very small industry.
Small
We're a small circle. We all know each other. Broker
Yes.
to broker, owners, crew. This is small. So it's very, very important to have healthy relationship with all of them.
And you need to study the it's not like I'm a broker. No, you need to study
it's
to
very-
know everything about boats. You have
Well,
to
every
be
country is
involved.
different. Every trip is different. You know, if you're doing something in the Caribbean, it's different in the Mediterranean, and the brokers should know these things. And a lot of them, they don't know. They just know that they're selling a moment in time. They're not selling a memory or an experience.
That's why it's easy for us too, because we have been there. We have been there.
Yeah.
So I can, for example, if I have a request for a week, I can explain like very natural how it's gonna be. I give the vision of the client. This is how it's gonna be because I have been there. I know exactly every detail that is gonna happen. Not only in the guest side, in the crew too. How it's gonna look. So I can explain very easy to them. Like, okay, this is how it's gonna be. This is going to be the pickup. You're going to do this. How long it's going to take the cruise. So I explain everything to them so they can, from the very beginning, I'm very honest to them, how it's going to be. So sometimes I recommend the weather is not that good. I recommend you to take a plane and met the boat in the port because nobody wants to do the cruising. So these little details make the huge difference about the experience. And you have to be very careful about how you explain that. And because no, it's not only about closing the booking and okay, just go. Like this is how it's gonna be. This is how it's gonna be, especially for a week. For a day charter, it's different because it's only for 8 hours day. It's not too many details and too many details to be on board for a long time. But when you have a week, of course, you have to be very careful. You have to be careful about which boat, which crew. The crew is very important. How is gonna be? How is the crew? Who is the crew?
Captains.
And how is gonna be the experience the whole
See,
week?
there's a match.
Because it could be if you don't choose right, it could
Could be a nightmare.
A nightmare.
And it's not only about the boat, because we know the places too. For example, if we send somebody to Monaco, we know how is the port. Can be in the Mediterranean, can be in San Bar, the Caribbean, Anguilla, San Martin. So we know all the places that we used to be as a workers. So we can recommend our guests places.
And keep them safe too.
Absolutely.
One thing we haven't spoken about is not just that you give people the experience, you also trade boats. You're selling boats.
This is our main. Yes.
Right now, you have a client, you're selling $1 million boats.
Yes. Yes. That's a very success area in our business that we focus. Sales is let's say is our cash flow.
Your bread and butter.
Which is really good.
And now you're building the other side of it, which is the
Correct.
the experience, the
The
travel.
experience.
You also have great contacts. Between both of you, you have a huge book of contacts. Are you going to get into watches, into
Expand.
Oh yes, expansion
Yeah.
of the business.
I mean,
Oh,
we can. Our main business is boats,
Okay.
but of course, because the industry that we are, we have very close connections to very entrepreneurs, very successful people. So of course, if we have a client and they want a private jet, or they want to have a nice car, or a watch, or anything in the
Or real
luxury
estate.
life, we can recommend someone, because this is the same
Part of our
the
networking.
same circle, the same network that we are.
you know you're going to
But
get
100% we are.
you know you're
with
going to get a
boats,
lot of
everything on the
people
water.
wanting to reach out to you guys to have relationships because of your clients.
well, this is something that I want to put on the table, because Mike and Vanessa, this group, we want to create networking business parties in a boat. We want to try to connect our clients and jump into these parties just to connect business.
but that's only 13 elite people at a time.
No, because we're gonna do it on the dock. On the dock is
dock
different,
party.
so we're gonna have connections. Some people can be 30 or 40 people.
And they have to take off their shoes, right?
No,
depending
no,
on,
no, no, in
depending
the
on the
dock,
yacht.
but in the yacht, yes.
And the yacht, yes.
On the yacht,
Yeah.
yes,
Can have
100%.
some of them. We suggest they keep on socks, but at least they got to have the shoes have got to come off. But one of the things that I will say, guys, when you go back and watch this podcast, pay attention to the eyes. You get very excited about what you do. Gonzalo is excited, but he's controlled. And I can see it in his eyes. Your eyes dilate right away, but you can't even hide it. So when you're selecting somebody for business, pay attention to their passion. So clearly you guys are knowledgeable, but I'm also listening to your energy in terms of how passionate you are about your business. So I already am, you are my partners in crime but if I wasn't sure, I'm sure now, because you can't hide how excited you are about what you do. And that to me is important. Bert and I are bringing clients that are partners, that may be accountants, that may be attorneys who have those clients. So we want them to meet you guys, but I think it'll be easy because the boats sell themselves. It's the people. Mm-hmm. So the biggest issue for me in the past have been, I just get a lot of brokers hit me up for different things and I can't trust them. Also, I don't see that they're passionate because they're just focused on the money. Bert talks about that all the time. I'm excited for this, for you guys, because I can see how much you love this. That means a lot to me.
Thank you.
And I think when people watch this podcast, they're going to feel the same way.
Thank
about
you.
both
And
of
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for the opportunity to be here.
Yeah.
too.
Before you go,
I know very used to get in front of cameras or
Yeah.
interview or anything like that. I'm more behind in the office, behind the computer. I don't really do much social media, but I think it's very important.
Why would you cover such a
to
beautiful
people.
face?
I love cameras.
No, we know that.
You got to bring both, because that's why the show's called The Potentialist, because they need to see the potential of what could be, not just business, but the relationship is there. So
One thing before you guys go. How do you tap into your potential daily? Like on a bad day or you're having a bad month? I know you guys push each other, but one recipe that puts you into that zone.
To be honest, for me,
No, lie to me.
well, I put my soul in God. I always connect with my soul with God. God, I think, never gonna forget me, and I know and I pray for every single day for all the people surround me to be success, because everybody around me is success. They're gonna take me up too. And I pray for you, and I think this is very important. And I know everybody have a bad day, but I always try to put the other face and try to smile and continue. Of course, it's not easy, but there is a way to find it, I think.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, I think first God, 100%. I have been feeling that everything that happened in my life is coming directly from God. Many people can call God, the universe, the energy, whatever you want to call it, but for sure it's something else bigger than us.
Yeah,
that
because I'm
when
not a
you
church
have,
guy
When you have
at
a
all.
God, yeah, I don't go to church,
No,
but
I'm a
I'm
God
very
guy
religious.
too, so I'm with you.
and I really believe that when you are a good human being, when you act in the right way, when you can go to bed without feeling any regret or feeling that you did something bad to other people, it's nothing that you should be worried about, because God is looking at you and you're always gonna get anything that you want. Of course, God help you, but you have to help yourself too.
100%.
It's not like,
Exactly.
God, please give me this or you tell me that. No, you
Sitting
have
on the
to.
couch waiting for
Yeah, you
no.
have to trust God, but you have to go out there and keep working and keep moving. And whenever you have a bad day, same. I just try to wake up, and whenever I feel like, why I'm gonna have a bad day? Okay, let's try to change my thinking right now.
Exercise.
Sometimes I try to exercise, like the same way that you go and work out in the gym. It's the same thing that you can do with your mind. Whenever you're gonna feel like, okay, why I'm gonna run all my day thinking about something negative? I know it's gonna be there and it's gonna pass by your mind, but then immediately when I feel it's gonna be something that I don't want to think about, like I do this, like, hey, next.
Get out.
Big change.
Get out.
Next, come on.
Change state.
Change day. This
Yeah,
is very
no,
important.
no,
Just
no.
pushing yourself all the time. Let's get out. Let's get out.
Get out of your
This
mind.
drama can be on me at least one more second. One more
so,
second.
So, folks, when you're out there, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, you have to maintain positive mental attitude. So,
That's
Yes,
the most
incredible.
important.
Definitely, 100%.
So we're about to close. What's your last message to the audience?
Well, Vanessa.
your last message is Vanessa,
Yeah, she's the closing.
gentlemen.
No, I'm just grateful to be here with you and share. Anytime you need anything on the water, a yacht in Miami, Bahamas, Caribbean. Yeah,
Mediterranean.
right now is the season for Europe. So
Europe, okay.
we are focused now 100% in the week charters in Italy,
The man.
France, Greece, Ibiza. We have a couple yachts, very nice auctions there.
So how do they find you?
So the website is SeaWiseYachts.com. You can go to the website and you can see all the different yachts that we have, different size, prices. You can see everything, and you can email in the website. You can see the email, the phone numbers,
And you guys are on social media too, right?
and social
Yes.
media too.
So
Yeah.
they
Social
can find
media.
you on SeaWise, like on Instagram,
Yes.
Yes.
and then
T-wise.
and then they
That's
can
the
find
name.
you individually from there too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's very
So
important.
what do you want to say in closing?
My favorite saying is spend more time with those who celebrate you and less time with those who tolerate you. So, as we grow, you want to be around people that will love on you. And I see that we're going to build something special with you guys and become a family. And I hope we can pass that on to our partners.
God
Of
bless. I
course.
like
I want to
that
thank you
thing.
guys
Yeah.
for coming and
Thank you,
giving us
Bert.
the opportunity. We spent a few hours together, and looking forward to your success, continued success. And for you guys, make sure that you keep tuning in. Mike and I will keep bringing some special guests to you, so that way you can connect with like-minded individuals. I'll talk to you guys soon. My name is Bert Oliva, Cuban-born, American-made. I'll see you guys later.